We will always act in consistency to who we believe we are. Hey beautiful soul, it's just Kai here. And in this video, I want to explain to you a concept that if you really get and if you really understand, can rapidly shift your results and your life and change absolutely everything for you. And that is the self-concept. What is the self-concept? All it is it's the way that you see yourself, your worldview. Your self-concept literally creates everything in your life. It creates the standards that you set for yourself. It creates your financial bank balance. It creates the way that you show up in relationships, how you attract relationships, what kind of relationships you attract. It is also as deep as the thoughts that you have on a consistent basis. You see, you actually have anywhere between 50 to 70,000 thoughts on any given day. And what people don't realize is that most of your thoughts, in fact, 90 to 95% of the thoughts that you hold true in your mind are the same thoughts from yesterday, the same thoughts from the day before. In most cases, the same thoughts from many, many years before. And this is why when you talk to older people, they say time goes so quick. Where has the time gone? And it's because they have the same thoughts repeating to them again and again and again and again throughout their entire life, which breed the same results. You see, you'll never outgrow the way that you see yourself. If you see yourself as fat, if you see yourself as poor, if you see yourself as ugly, if you see yourself as disadvantaged, if you see yourself with any limitation at all, then the universe will magnetize and attract exactly what it is that you believe to be true about yourself. You see, this universe, whether we like to believe it or not, is actually unbiased. It will give to you whatever seeds you plant in it. You see, your mind, your soul, is a fertile garden. It will grow whatever it is that you actually put in it. Earl Nightingale once said that we become what we think about. Now, what does that actually mean? I have spent so much of my life trying to understand why some people, you see, create every single thing in their life that they could possibly ever desire. They've got the riches, they've got the body, they've got the relationship, they've got the business, they've got the finances, they've got everything. But this is the biggest thing that people don't tell you. And it's they see themselves as completely differently than how most people see themselves. You see, a billionaire doesn't get fazed by the fact that he's a billionaire. It is so habitual in his mind that it's just part of his identity. A guy that's super shredded or a girl that's super fit, they don't see themselves as that. That's just who they are. Someone that has a successful business, they don't see themselves as an employee. They don't see themselves having a job. They don't see themselves earning a paycheck. And it's because we will always act in accordance with who we believe we are. Let me say that again. We will always act in accordance with who we believe we are. You see, what people don't tell you is that you can have the best strategy in the world to create what it is that you want. You can hire coaches, you can hire mentors, And the personal development industry is so good at selling to you that they have the next hack or the next secret or the next thing. And it's because if you really knew what the answer truly was for you to create what it was that you want, this industry would break down. But it's so simple. In the Bible, Jesus says, I am the Son of God, and therefore I am God. What does that mean? What does that really mean? What it means is that you are that which you seek. You are that which you are. You are all of those things in which you seek. You are all of those things in which you are. You see, if you want to create a thriving business, an amazing relationship, a better body, but you have the beliefs of someone that holds on to scarcity, you have the belief of someone that's unworthy of love, you have the belief of someone that's unworthy of financial abundance, then the universe will give to you that which you seek, because you are what you've been searching for. You are that which you seek. You see, we don't get what we want in life. How many people do you actually know that want more abundance, want more success, want more finances, want more love, want more joy, want more abundance, but they don't get it? Why? Why don't they get it? In 2022, we live in one of the most abundant times in human history, with the access of the internet, the infrastructures of reality, the fact that you can have warm showers for most of the Western population, Western civilization, that is. If you are living in the first world, you've got access to literally everything. Everything. Almost at the click of a finger, at the touch of a button. So it is not a lack of resources that holds man back from creating what it is that he or she desires. It's a lack of resourcefulness. But I will also go as far to say that it's not just the resourcefulness, because you can be resourceful. But even if you're resourceful, if you don't believe that you deserve, if you don't believe that you don't already have that which you seek, that which you seek will continue to run away. Let me say that again. If you don't believe that you deserve, if you don't believe that you have that which you seek, that which you seek will continue to run away. Your life is a magnet. It literally creates and attracts every single thing in your life that you believe to be true. Now, here's the answer. This is the thing that the prophets and the sages of our past have been trying to teach us for millennia. And it's that if you want to be rich, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to attract that dream relationship, if you want to live a life of abundance, you must already believe that you have these things and they are not in the future. You see, if you live in the future, you're still living in the future in this present moment. When you live in the past, you're still living in this past in the present moment. There is nothing that exists within this present moment. And this is the thing. This is the answer which, if you understand, will change every single thing in your life. Absolutely everything. Neville Goddard is someone that I have learnt so much from. And if you don't know who he is, highly recommend you read some of his books or listen to some of his content. But he was essentially a mysticist who was renowned and known and made famous by deciphering teachings from the Bible and applying them to spirituality and mysticism. And basically what he says is that too many people think of the goal as opposed to thinking from the goal. You see, if we want to create more in our life, we must first believe that we already have more, that we've already created more. We must think from the end, from the goal, and we must act as if it is already ours. For if we are already that which we seek, that which we seek is already ours. This is the thing though. Most people will go through life and they will live their entire life feeling separated from their goal. They have this goal to lose weight, but they have this image in their mind of being fat. They have this goal of making money, but they have this image in their mind of being broke. They have this image of being a good partner, but they have this image in their mind of being single or being unattractive or being unworthy. And as a result, even if they get the success in which they are seeking for, they will find a way to self-sabotage it, because we will constantly attract what we believe we deserve. We will constantly attract who we believe we are. As soon as you can understand this, then every single thing in your reality will change instantaneously. But it starts with you understanding the power within your mind, the power of your imagination, and getting clear, crystal clear on what it is that you want. But more importantly, who must you be to create that? Who must you be to create that which you seek? Your mind can't actually tell the difference between an imagined state and reality. And this is why when we dream, and these dreams are vivid and these dreams are clear, they feel so real. Have you ever woken up from a dream and you're like, what the heck? Like, that dream was so real. It felt so real. I felt like I was there. I was living that experience. I was feeling it, living it through my own eyes. It's because you were. It's because you were. You create your reality based on the thoughts that you hold true. And if you can believe that you have that which it is that you seek, and you can manipulate, hypnotize, and program and reprogram your mind, over time, the metaphysical and the physical realities will attract themselves to each other. And then you'll create the future in the present moment. You see, we are simply seeking for a vibrational frequency. That is all we seek for in this human experience. We are simply spiritual beings living a human experience. So we know that. And if you're watching this video, you probably do know that. But if you really know that, then heaven and hell are in the here and the now. I want to give you an example. The last time that you went through heartache, the last time you went through depression or feelings of depression, what did the world feel like around you? It felt horrible, I bet. When someone did nice things for you, when you created something that, people applauded you for, but you felt like you weren't worthy, you felt like you weren't good enough, you felt like you just didn't deserve what it was that you desired. How bad did the world feel? You felt like you were in hell. And this is what the universe has been trying to teach us for so long. But a lot of people don't realize. They think that heaven and hell are in the future. They're in the afterlife. And maybe that's true. But what if there was another message? What if there was another message that these textbooks were trying to teach us? What if heaven and hell was actually in the present moment? What if the feelings of heaven are in the present moment? You see, have you ever had an experience in your life where you've accomplished something? You've accomplished a milestone. Something great has been attracted to you in your life. And everything around you just seems perfect. It seems amazing. It seems like every single thing that you've got is magnetic and alive and real and raw. It's because in those moments you're living in the frequency of God. You're living in the frequency, or what some might call Christ consciousness. Some might even say you're living in nirvana. You're living a life of Dharma. You're living in that place where you feel like you're in heaven because you are. You are. And so, how do we actually live a life? How do we get to this place where our vibrations, our emotions, our feelings match that which we seek? You see, my friends, the answer is so simple. Once I understood this, every single thing in my life changed. And in this video, I hope, I pray, and I wish that you would simply understand what it is that I'm trying to teach you. If you can simply live from your end state, and you can ingrain that into your unconscious and conscious mind on a daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, the more you feel like you are living as your future self, the universe has no choice but to grant you that which you seek, because you become that which you are. So I want to do an exercise with you. If you are to close your eyes and you are to imagine a reality where every single thing is already yours. You've got the wealth, you've got the relationships, you've got the health, you've got the success, you've got the accolades, the accomplishments. What are the images that you see right now in your mind? And if you cannot see images, what are the things that you might hear? And if you can't hear it, what are the things that you might feel if life was on your terms? I want you to picture that image. And I want you to turn up that image bright. And I want you to feel, hear, and see the image so clearly, so vividly, that it is yours. How does it feel? Breathe into the feeling. Breathe into the feeling of the riches. Breathe into success, and breathe into this love and this abundance that is so true and so real for you and so vivid. And now I want you to open your eyes and notice how that felt. All it took was closing your eyes, feeling the feelings, seeing the images, hearing the sounds, and now you're living in that future state. But this is the thing. It needs to be consistent. It needs to be something that becomes part of your identity from the discipline that you show up with on a day-to-day basis. It cannot be something that you do once. It cannot be something that you simply do when you feel like it. It needs to become a habitual discipline that you do on a moment-to-moment basis. So if this interested you at all, and if this resonated with you at all, I've recently created a free meditation for you to rapidly shift your entire identity so that you can match the frequency to your desires and become the version of yourself that creates every single thing in their life that they could possibly ever desire. If this is something that you are interested in, there is a link for you to download and go ahead and listen so that you can start to make changes in your life immediately. And I can tell you, if you do this exercise consistently, every single thing in your life will change forever. But it starts with you. It starts with you making the decision to change and following through on it. So I really hope this video was valuable. If it was, leave a comment or a like, subscribe down below, and I'm looking forwards to hearing from you soon. Much love.